girls and boys, thank you for tuning into my channel. My name is Aduki with a Y, and you are watching Storytime. Hey there! This channel is all about children's books, and I am here to share, teach, and inspire. Remember to subscribe and like this video. On today's episode, we will be reading The Little Baker. This book is written and illustrated by Delali Avemega. Let's see what this story is all about. Once upon a time, Lulu lived in a village on a hill. She lived in a little house with her granny, Ola. Granny was very kind and loved little Lulu very much. One early morning, Granny woke up from bed and didn't feel too well. She woke little Lulu up and said to her, "Granny isn't feeling too well, my dear." Lulu hugged Granny and asked, "Please, can I make you a cup of tea and take care of you today?" Granny smiled and said, "Please, do make me one. That's so kind of you, my dear." So Lulu went to the kitchen, and soon she was back with a hot cup of tea. Granny Ola loved lemons very much, so Lulu made sure she put some lemon in Granny's tea. Granny took a sip and smiled. Later, Granny asked Lulu to go help Auntie Yawa make cakes. Granny had wanted to go but didn't feel too well, so she asked Lulu to do so for her. "Auntie Yawa needs some help," Granny said. Lulu did her chores and took her bath. She said goodbye to Granny after saying a prayer for her. She ran all the way to Auntie Yawa's house. She did well to get there on time. Auntie Yawa was happy to see Lulu. Lulu told her Granny wasn't feeling too well. Auntie Yawa thanked Lulu for coming and took her to the kitchen. It was nice and clean. It also had an oven for baking cakes. Temmie and Nandi were there too. They had come to help Auntie Yawa make cupcakes. Together, they mixed the flour and got the batter ready. Soon, the cakes were ready for the oven, and everyone was happy. Auntie Yawa made some lemonade for Lulu and the girls. They also had bread with peanut butter. Lulu liked peanut butter very much. Soon, the cakes were also ready. They smelled very nice. Lulu, Temmie, and Nandi could smell them too. "When are we taking the cakes out of the oven?" they asked. "In a little while," Auntie Yawa replied. The girls were very happy. Soon, it was time to take the cakes out of the oven. They had all turned hot and brown. Auntie Yawa went on to put the dressing on them. Some had cherries and others had raisins in them. Lulu, Temmie, and Nandi couldn't wait to taste them. Auntie Yawa gave each of the girls a cupcake for helping her. They were very happy and thanked her for the cakes. They ate the cakes and had some more lemonade. Auntie Yawa gave Lulu a cake for Granny. She told Lulu to thank Granny for her. She was so happy Granny had sent Lulu over to help. Lulu took the cake and thanked her and said goodbye to Temmie and Nandi. She got out and ran home quickly. She couldn't wait to give Granny her cake. Maybe this will make Granny feel a lot better, she thought. She made sure the cake was well kept in her bag. She didn't want it to get bad or broken by the time she got to see. She didn't want it to get bad or broken by the time she got to see Granny. Lulu got home and saw Granny out of bed. "Are you feeling any better, Granny?" she asked. Granny replied, "Yes, I am, dear." Granny had taken her pills and she felt much better than earlier. "I've got something for you," Lulu said to Granny. "What is the surprise, Lulu?" Granny asked. "Auntie told me to give you a parcel." Granny looked curious and took it. She opened it and in it was the lovely cupcake. "I helped Auntie Yawa bake it with Temmie and Nandi," Lulu said. Granny smiled and said, "Thank you. I'll have to thank Auntie Yawa next time I pass by her house on the way to the market." Granny looked at Lulu and said, "Now you're my little baker." Lulu hugged Granny and gave her a kiss. The end. Remember to subscribe and like this video.
See you next time.